Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it. On your board, the People's Champ Talib, aka Good Brother Talib, my man Captain Cam.
No more Diddy.
No Diddy right now. Diddy got me in hot water right now. I'm tired of the jokes too. Everybody got jokes hitting my phone with it. Every time something come out, I'm like, dang. You know what I mean?
Diddy. No Diddy, man. No Diddy.
Yeah. For real. But we back. You know, we talk to dope people doing dope things. We bring them to you for inspiration. And today we got a special one. He is the head and one of the founders of Conscious Nights. He's the owner of Unapologetically Alkaline. My guy helping the community, John Tucker.
Peace.
What's going on, Tucker? How you doing today,
What's
man?
good, bro? How are you?
Good. Can't complain.
Yeah, man. He came and blessed us with these sea moss smoothies, and it's right on time for me, too.
Yeah.
Cold. I'm going to talk to you about that. But yeah.
We're going to get to it. These ones is fire. I'm like,
yeah.
She almost done.
Mm-hmm.
But, Tuck, what's going on, man? How you been lately?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. Just doing what I'm doing, focusing on the health, everybody else's health, and, continue to encourage people to, be better or do better for themselves.
Okay. All right. So let's start off with the health, man.
Yeah.
Was this a lifestyle that your family has always been into, or is this something that you stumbled upon? How did you come into this?
Yeah, no. My family.
He said no.
Nah, I mean, if I could say this and kind of like sum that whole question up, one thing my mother used to always say was cleanliness is next to godliness.
Word.
And then my pop always used to say, don't put nothing in your body that don't belong. So that kind of like them like hitting me on the head with that year after year kind of like manifested this. The only person that really ate healthy in my family was my pop, because he was an athlete, so he would eat, salads. He was heavy on the salads. He would always try to eat them when we was younger, and I hated healthy food.
Yeah.
And I always hated healthy food. I was that type of individual to be like, yeah, I don't eat nothing that's good for me. Those were words that really came out my mouth prior to this lifestyle.
Look back on it like, damn,
like what was I saying? What was I thinking? I don't eat nothing that's healthy for me. We had Thanksgiving, I'm skipping the greens, all of that. I don't want none of that on my plate. But yeah, fast forward, I always had the mindset though that any and everything was possible. So I was working at FedEx, an individual named Glenn, old head at the job. OG, he would hate that I call him an old head. OG, he had kept mentioning CMOS and Dr. Sebi. So I'm like 215, a muscle head at the time. And he just kept saying it. One of my first questions is, am I going to lose weight? And he was like, yeah. So I'm like,
nope, it ain't for me.
But I had tried the CMOS with him. And at the time, like I hated working abs, but that joint actually helped like lower, bring down the fat in my stomach, and so I started being a little bit intrigued. I started to lose a little bit of muscle mass, so I was kind of like in between about it. The next person, I probably took a year off. Me and him, like I moved on to a different job, so I didn't see him for a while. Probably took a year off and then met somebody else, my friend named June. He the one who I actually started the CMOS purpose with. So I started with him. He reintroduced me to CMOS, Dr. Sebi. He could answer like a little bit more questions. I was a little bit more intrigued at this time.
Okay.
This was like right at the end of the pandemic. So I was a little bit more intrigued. And just the way he was talking about things and how he said it, I just tapped all the way in. I'm like, yo, this is something that, I could really like put out there and prove. And he's like, really got to tell people. You feel me?
Lives better too.
Yeah. Really help them understand like this the type of stuff that you put out there and people be like, yo, you crazy. But I always was on. I love being on edge with that type of stuff, especially when I see it and know it could work. So fast forward, it became a lifestyle, and boom, here I am.
So you say it's a lifestyle. So you're not like vegan or vegetarian. You consider yourself alkaline.
Yeah, alkaline, or in other words, like an original man.
All right, explain it.
So alkaline is more so along the lines of eating what the Creator has intended for us to eat. Like when you see bears, they may eat fish and berries, or gorillas eat bamboo shoots and bananas and berries as well.
Okay.
We have our specific food or nutrition that we need for ourselves as well. You feel me? And a lot of people like, oh, everybody not supposed to eat the same thing, or you gotta eat according to your blood type. When all of those,
never heard that either.
Yeah, like that's just other European tactics that they threw our way.
Yeah.
You feel me? To make us think that we gotta eat a certain way when it was real plain and simple. Like plant-based went wild with it, but you get plant-based is like the gist of it.
Okay.
You feel me? Without eating all the other hybrid plants that
Mm-hmm.
they brought to a mess. But if you want to talk about plant-based, everything comes from a plant. Everything natural, original comes from a plant. You feel me? And that's what the creator intended for us to eat. So that's alkaline at its highest level, not just plant-based. When you say alkaline, it's more specific on what the creator created for us.
Okay, so it's not. So you don't eat meat or any of that then?
No, not
Okay,
at all.
yeah,
Not
that
at all.
makes sense.
And
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, we being real. Along my journey, have I tried meat again while I was alkaline? Absolutely, and it made me feel terrible. Like,
Did it? Okay.
Within
I've heard that
minutes,
before.
Yeah, within 5 minutes, I'm getting migraines. So it gets terrible. So that just really pushed me all the way away from like, okay, this is type of damage is really doing to my body.
So besides like the juices, the smoothies, and everything, so what is something that you would consider that you would eat and on an alkaline like that way of living?
So
like food, all right, food wise, what's something you eat?
Kind of like to sum that question up, it's a list of foods that Dr. Sebi dropped years ago, probably like 1989, 85.
Okay.
And that list, people don't understand how well that list has aged, but there's plenty of stuff on there like apples, arugula, kale. There's grains on there like spelt, fonio, kamut, teff. It's baby bananas, burrow bananas on that people don't even know about.
Yeah,
a lot of
I never
people
heard of this either.
Well,
yeah.
Baby bananas and burrow bananas. Them bananas that we see in the store that everybody see in shop right now. Yeah, those the Cavendish bananas. We don't. That ain't for us. Those is created. They put out something recently that said that those bananas is going to stink.
Crazy.
And those the same bananas that they say don't eat too much bananas because they got potassium in it and make your heart bust. That's synthetic potassium in them bananas.
Okay.
That's why they speak like that on them fruits and vegetables because they're hybrid, so they could say stuff like that. But that get people confused because a lot of people don't know the synthetic and the natural version of it.
It's funny. My mom used to say, "Don't eat a banana before bed." Like I'm like, what?
I don't know how you wired.
Yeah, I never knew. Never knew why.
Yeah. But that's like the whole breakdown of like alkaline, vegan. Those are good transitions. Like I wouldn't early on in my career starting this, I would talk a lot of trash about anything else but alkaline. But growing and having overstanding of it, if you're gonna use them as transitioning tools, vegetarian, pescatarian, all of that, and then you transitioning and just exiting other toxic things out of your life little by little, I would definitely agree with doing that. I went cold turkey. Yeah. I went straight cold turkey. I didn't know nothing about nothing else. I found Dr. Sebi, locked in on him. I was given a bunch of videos on him, so I got a lot of firsthand knowledge. I got teachers that were connected to him, so I got a lot of firsthand knowledge. So I was able to go cold turkey early. Early in the game.
So was you from one extreme to the next? Like it went from none, don't put nothing healthy on my plate. You guys are wild for eating that.
Man. Bro, I was that guy. Man. You got something nasty in your plate. I'm talking trash about you.
That's my brother.
I'm going in on you. That's terrible.
Terrible.
I had to transition out of that. I'll be honest, that's a terrible place to be because it looks like you putting yourself on a pedestal.
Word.
And I had to bring myself
what it is.
down. Yeah.
And it turns other people off.
Yeah. It does. 1,000%.
Not want to do what you say just because of the way you come
across.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was like a little bit it was like bittersweet. Because some folk who are on the conscious side of things, they don't look at me sideways and they know it's truthful. You got a lot of people who have transitioned and seen that, since I got rid of the toxic stuff and started to eat healthier, I agree with what you're saying. But then you got the folk who never made those transitions. They're like, nah, I don't want to eat that. I don't want to eat that. You sound crazy, this and that. So, it's always been a bittersweet. Even to this day, me learning how to talk better and how to just deliver my message better, I still get the same type of answers. It don't matter. Now people are more soft with me. Well, I'm going to die anyway. So,
oh my God, that is one of the worst things you could ever say.
It ain't no getting away from it. So I just accept it for what it is.
All right. So sea moss is one of your best sellers, right?
For sure.
All right.
The teas too.
Yeah, the teas. Okay.
Yeah, I see the teas.
Sea moss has got the name out there. Everybody going crazy with sea moss.
1,000%.
What does sea moss do for the body?
I was just about to ask
what
that.
Feeling wise.
One of these.
I mean? Like
one of these right here.
Like what difference do you feel using the sea moss on a regular and stuff like that?
I'll break down the basics and then how I feel.
Okay.
So it's 102 minerals in our body, and sea moss has 92 of those minerals within it. Some sea moss has more depending on what coast it's from or whether it's purple or gold, but we'll just say 92 or better. So for myself, For sure, I could fast and take sea moss, and I still feel that the density and the strength of my bones has gotten more and more denser and more stronger because it's high in calcium. So you'll feel that when you're cleaner, as you continue to eat cleaner, you'll feel the strength from just eating sea moss. So that's one of my big tools being in the gym. Energy wise, libido, aphrodisiac, men, lock in. Trying to tell y'all.
Lock in.
Yeah, especially when you fast. It's like,
Stop them gas station pills.
you good? I was just getting ready to go there.
Or have your heart going crazy.
Yeah. Leave them alone. What's the main joint everybody used to get from the
Black ants? What's they, black ants or something? Or no. I'll be hearing about the honey.
The honey. They used to go crazy.
Yeah.
The honey.
That's the only thing I heard. I don't know too many of them. I always hear them talk. Well, I always hear them talking about it at the gas station.
Yeah, they used to go crazy over them. But yeah, they 10 times better and more healthier than it to go a long way. Energy wise, growing your hair, you'll start to notice. Early on when I used to take sea moss, before I took anything at all, and I started off with sea moss, I used to see a lot of mucus come out of my eyes. So my sleep, I used to have when I used to wake up, there used to be a whole lot of crust in my eyes. I probably did when I went cold turkey. I went a month on just like a half a gallon of sea moss with berries and some tea. I can't remember exactly what tea I was drinking at the time, but it was mainly sea moss because I would run out of tea, but I was way more consistent that whole month with sea moss, and my vision got way better. I actually had healed my vision that time.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
These aren't like meal replacements or anything like that.
1,000%.
They are.
1,000%. This nutrition.
All
so
right.
you feel me? You could definitely. This is a meal.
Oh wow. Okay.
Our body is made out of 102 minerals. You eat in 92. That's definitely a whole meal right there.
Cancel those wings.
All right. So you tap in. You're like, what's the moment where you're like, all right, I'm about to start selling this. I'm gonna make this my business.
I met a few important people. So I met my brother at Bay Your Herbs. Shout out to Brun over at Bay Your Herbs. Some of y'all call him Phil. I met him over there. Me and my brother Norman or June, we was going to the Columbus Mart. And this is when I started to get more intrigued with the herbs, because that's how you really become alkaline. Like, it ain't about the food you eat, it's about the herbs that really get you there. So yeah, we get up there and it's a whole herb store, and I fell in love when I walked in there. I didn't know what not a damn herb was when I walked in that store. But before I had walked out, like, my brother, he got children up there that he teach that was like 10 years younger than me.
Wow.
They teaching me about herbs my first time in there. They know about the herbs, whether they was herbs that I agreed with or not. I was learning about herbs. And my brother Phil had taught me. His wife Yashi had taught me, and I was like, we became a family. So as I got deeper into it, I would teach them, they would teach me, and it would just go back and forth. And then I met a teacher out Philly, and first time I went in there, he answered so many questions about just alkalinity and being original in general that I just locked in. And then maybe about a month after that, this 2020 November, I turned alkaline. 2021 May 19th, I still remember the date. May 19th was the first week that I started selling sea moss. And then that following, I took a video. Yup, May 19th. May 19th. So that's when I that's the first time we started selling sea moss, May 19th, 2021. So yeah, after I met those couple of people, Brun or Phil had hit me back up and was like, yo, we got some sea moss. Y'all interested in selling sea moss? Me and my brother just looked at each other like, yo, you feel me? This life changer. Like, this is what we really wanted to do, because we was recently just talking about it.
Yep, that's crazy.
So that opportunity to call came, and I don't know what made him want to call us, but I guess he seen that day, that the very first time we came to the store. Yeah, he never seen nobody, or for a period of time, he hasn't seen people come in the store and be very interested in the herbs. I'm just walking around like a little kid, like, yo, what this one do? What that do? And he could hear us in the back, so he pops out, start answering questions. Full circle, come back around. He gave us the opportunity to sell sea moss, and I just took off with it from there. Well, we took off with it. My brother was transitioning from having a child, and then he found art, so I ended up just rocking out on my own.
Okay. All right, so what's the first thing you're doing for all the entrepreneurs out there that are just getting started? You know what I mean, we like to inspire people, stop people from getting discouraged when they're on their journey. You got to connect with the sea moss, but then how are you letting people know that you got it? How you marketing yourself and all that stuff?
I'm a big word of mouth type of person.
Okay.
So I don't even do stuff like this, like just set my product out in front of everybody. Like, if I now that I have learned how I move now, is I'm very, very big on expressing my product or telling that I have product to people who align with what I'm doing.
Mm.
So I'll pay attention to how individuals speaking, moving, and if spirit just talk to me, be like, yo, that person may need help, or individuals like, yo, I'm hurting and I need some help, but I only want to do it the natural way. My ear is always hearing everything. So those are the people I'll go talk to, and that's how from there those people normally be like, yo, they really lock in on it, and they focus on it, and they see it start to make some type of results from them. And from there, they just start running their mouth. So
you basically got to be outside to do it.
Yeah.
You got to be outside. Yeah.
Early on, I was at a lot of pop-up shops, vending events.
Mm-hmm.
I was everywhere with it. Everywhere.
What to do? Hey, brother, what you eating over there, brother?
Oh, yeah.
Damn, brother, that's bad. Wow, come on, bro.
Yeah,
nah, it's way better to do.
Yeah, I like that. It makes sense because then it's like you're getting them way less no's. You're going towards people. It's not forcing them. It's not forcing them at all. It's what they're already looking for.
Exactly. Y'all attracting it. The energy's attracting each other.
Mm-hmm. And studying for sure. Right. Anybody who got a purpose, whether it's health or whatever it is, study what you selling. Study what you offering to people, because people going to ask you questions. You going to get that one individual that's going to ask you some very, very deep questions.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ain't got those answers, you may just have turned away $1 million, $1,000, $2,000, an investment. You never know.
Yeah.
So I just kept locking in. I hassled my teacher about questions for days. I hassled my brother about the herbs, this and that. I always try herbs. I drink more herbs than anything, so I see what it does to myself. So when people ask me questions, I damn near got an answer for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if I don't got it, thank you, because now you just gave me something to go study. You feel me?
That's a gem right there. Definitely know what you're selling. All right, so you get through it. So, all right, so people, like I said, there's a lot of people with sea moss out there, right? They're selling sea moss. How does somebody know if they got a good sea moss, if they got something?
Great question.
You know what I mean?
Great question.
Is there a way to tell?
If you're getting sea moss from St. Lucia, double check what you got going on. Early on, I used to get sea moss from St. Lucia, and then I found out St. Lucia farms a lot of their sea moss. So okay. I was so locked in on making sure that I give folk quality sea moss that I didn't want to play around with it. Right. And my plug at the time, I reached back out to him and said something about it, and he was like, no, because my brother, he goes out there. Mm-hmm. He goes out there and checks on where his sea moss come from, where his herbs come from.
Gotcha.
So he wasn't playing no games. I said something to him. He was already kind of aware of it, but he went back out when next time he went out to go get more moss, he went and double checked.
Yeah.
And he came back and we had a conversation. He was like, yeah, he said, I ain't feeling it just like you ain't. So he fell away from that, fell back from that, and we started getting sea moss from Belize, Grenada, Irish sea moss from Ireland, and those are the ones that we locked in on. So I say more so your sea moss should be completely dried out. There's different ways that they do it. They when they bring the sea moss out of the ocean, out of the sea, they dry it out on the sand. And it could get very dry. Some of them aren't. It could get very, very dry to where it looks real stringy. Mm-hmm. But this also depends on the coast that it comes from.
Okay.
Honduras sea moss is very, very skinny. Mm-hmm. Very skinny. But if you get sea moss from Jamaica sea moss is a little bit more inflated.
Okay.
It's a little bit more thicker.
Okay.
So to sum up that question, you got to know your source. You got to know your source. And you really got to ask your source, like question your source. Yo, is this sea moss coming from the reef, or are y'all tying it on strings and pools and you feel me? Okay. Pool grown sea moss, or
like,
are they?
And most people that sell them probably don't even know that. They probably don't know the answer to that.
As most of like they get tied on the strings and pools, and they have the pool imitate ocean waves, so it go back and forth and it stretch the sea moss, and then it does the same thing in the ocean. Dang. But they have it on reefs. But then you got people who they have stakes that they put out in the ocean. Mm-hmm. And far out in like the little desert islands, sticks out there, and they'll put it like right outside of them little desert islands where you can still walk out on the sand, but you're in the water now. Mm-hmm. And they got lines tied out there, and they tie the sea moss to that too. Mm-hmm. So now it's catching all the sea salt and minerals from the ocean, but it's not growing on the reef, on the rocks. So it's not getting the actual minerals that it's supposed to get from the rocks.
So it's like a diluted version of it.
Basically. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So it's tough to say even that there is a such thing as fake sea moss, because unless they really, which I wouldn't put it past them, unless there's people out there or scientists that's really making sea moss from scratch, there is no such thing as fake sea moss. Okay. You feel me? There is, though, quality of sea moss that has very minimum minerals, and then you have potent ass sea moss. You feel me?
It makes sense now. That was great.
Yeah.
So why is it that you think they always say when you hear people talk about diets and everything, they're saying they want to start eating healthier or just living better, they say it's more expensive to eat healthier than it is to live like the other life, like fast food or dining out and stuff.
Somebody literally just DM'd me about that this AM.
Oh wow!
Saying how juicing is very expensive. Eating this way is expensive, and I thought that early on, but as you start to pay attention, how we eat when we aren't eating healthy, we eat 3 meals a day. Plus, some individuals, if you in the gym consistently, you're gonna eat 3 meals a day, and then you're gonna snack in between. You probably got some protein powder too. You ain't counting that up because you just want to look good and big, but you done spent a good, especially if you're doing that and feeding the family, you done spent a good 200-300 a week. You feel me? Easily. It might be more than that. If you eating healthy and you really like transitioning and learning how to eat more clean as you go, you really only eating like 1 meal a day. Everything else is like some water and some tea. And if you really know how to use your teas or use your herbs, this is a gym right here, you can use your herbs until the water turns clear. You can keep reusing them until the water turns clear. So when you make tea and you go to make a second batch after you don't pour it out, if your water isn't clear, there's still more minerals in them herbs.
You feel me? Okay, I see what you're saying, yeah.
Use them again.
My brother this.
Yeah, so that could go a long way. After you go to the store and you buy a juice, you drink that bottle of juice, it's up. It's over. You feel me? There ain't nothing to bring that juice back.
Yeah.
Now you gotta go back and buy more. With the herbs, you may have spent a good 50, but I'm gonna make a good. If I spend $50 on some herbs, I could, depending on how big my pot is, I can make a good 10, 12 gallons. And I'm not drinking 10, 12 gallons in a week.
Yeah,
unless
crazy.
I'm very active and I'm working out twice a day or ripping and running over there. Still, I'm not drinking 10 gallons of tea in a week. I used to drink a gallon of tea a day. That's when I was working the job, doing the sea moss and the teas, and working out twice a day. And that it was needed then. But I was drinking water as well. I was drinking my smoothies as well. So some days I drink a gallon, some days I drink a half a gallon, some days I drink 32 ounces. But it ain't 10 gallons in a week.
Yeah.
It ain't 4 gallons of juice or 2 gallons of milk. You feel me?
Yeah.
So overall, on the other side, when you eating things that ain't good for you, in the long run, you end up with a hospital bill because some of that stuff gonna put you in the hospital.
Oh, definitely.
And we ain't thinking about that hospital bill because it get charged to the game, to the credit. You ain't worried about that. But that's still a bill there you gotta pay.
Yeah.
Health ain't gonna do that to you.
That's crazy.
You feel me?
The way to put it.
But yeah, that's the whole thing on that expensive thing. It's not expensive at all. It's very, very cheap, very affordable. I think what gets expensive is when you want to be one of them type of individuals to cook an alkaline meal every day. When you come into this lifestyle and you're not worried about nutrition, then yes, it can become expensive because now you still walking into this game like, yo, I need to eat a meal every day.
Yeah, three meals a day and everything. Yeah,
you got to transition to the point where you understanding what nutrition is and that you need minerals. So if you really know what hungry is, probably none of us up here know what hungry is. We ain't never been starving on the street. That's what hungry really is.
Yeah.
We not starving. So with all that being said, if you're not there,
you
feel me? And that's what most people. But that's matter of fact. I ain't even going to jump ahead. But that's what that about.
Okay.
Somebody that's out there, they going back and forth. They want to do it. They want to change their lifestyle, eating better. Give us some basic things like that they can change, or basic products that they could purchase from you to just get started. They don't want to go full in. You know what I mean? You just want to take some baby steps. Start off with what?
Transition a little bit. I would definitely start off with detoxing, with cleansing, removing the toxins. That's first things first.
How long is a detox? I would say. Like how long? When you say detoxing, like how long should they detox for?
It's not a difficult question. It's just a funny question because if you've been eating toxic food for 30 years, I would try to do a detox or a cleanse, like once a week.
Okay.
I would try to definitely throw fasting in your regimen on a week on a 7-day basis. You feel me? For sure. Whether it's intermittent fasting, like that's when we get down to the 1 meals a day, like intermittent fasting. It just starts to become normal at that point.
Yeah.
So definitely throw up your intake of water. Man, I'm gonna say mineral water. I'm not just gonna say water because a lot of our water nowadays, plain water. I don't drink plain water at all anymore. I always put like key lime juice or seeded cucumbers in my water so that I have some type of mineral content in it.
Okay.
Because a lot of our water is just hydrating our body and then passing right through, and
Mm.
then we dehydrate it right again, right after
Okay.
we pee it out. You feel me? We dehydrate it once again because that's all that was there for the hydrate. And when you put some type of minerals in there now, or even sea salt in your water, now your
You
cells.
put sea salt in your water?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Now the sea salt helps your cells hold on to the water and become more hydrated. The salt pulls water into your cells.
So crazy.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like I'm an avid like water drinker. I drink water, but that's like I'm not doing nothing. None of that you just said. I'm not doing none of that.
Throw some sea salt in your water until you can slightly taste it. And if you was ever an individual that drank a gallon of water a day, if you throw some sea salt in your water until you can slightly taste it, you'll start to realize that you don't need to drink a whole gallon of water a day. Because it really comes down to you really supposed to drink half your body weight in ounces with water.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I realized that when I started putting sea salt in my water, maybe the back end of last year, and I would do that, and I'm like, damn, I can't even drink a whole gallon of water no more without being extremely full.
Yeah.
And I would
Feeling
stretch
extra bloated or something.
I would stretch my regular gallon of water throughout the day. When I threw sea salt in it, I would work out and I'd be so hydrated where I started to realize, damn, I'm not even drinking water through my workouts no more. Because in the beginning, when I would drink, I'd be hydrated the whole workout.
Yeah. So you putting like what? Like you say you putting like a couple teaspoons in your gallon or like.
I always like to taste what I put in there, so I put enough in there to where I can slightly taste it, not to where it's extra salty. It becomes like a turn off. Not that you're supposed to care, but
nah,
you feel me?
People like taste.
So I put it slightly amount, but back to the question at hand. Up your intake of water. Introduce some cleansing herbs into your life. Let's remove the toxins, and then definitely implement fasting, and you'll start to realize you'll start to see a lot of results. Okay. Just from them three on.
Okay. I'm about to try it. I'm going on a journey. I gotta lose this weight. I'm gonna try it.
All right, seriously. So we got the sea moss. What else you guys got on the business?
I offer teas, so alkaline teas to help reverse any situation that anybody could be going through. So I got your my detox tea, which I don't really like the word detox, so I got my remove toxin tea. Then I have the womb man tea, and then I have the male enhancement tea. So just throw this out there. There's really no such thing as herbs that are just for male or for women.
Right.
You feel me? The herbs that get into your body and register who you are, or more so register what your needs are, and will act accordingly. The minerals will act accordingly. They will go where they need to go and do what they need to do.
Right.
You feel me? So it really don't matter. A lot of people say, "Oh, this herb for women." A lot of men order my woman tea.
Oh, word.
And the energy be off the roof. I drink my woman tea on the regular.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay.
All right, what's happening with the woman tea? Like for those that women have those needs.
So the woman tea, the only reason why I call the woman tea that specifically is because it is the only actual tea that I offer that is safe for pregnant women.
Okay.
So that's why I mainly do that. Yeah, womb. Yup. So it helps with it greatly helps with breast milk. It's great nutrition for the baby. There's herbs in there like red raspberry leaf, coca mecca, ginger. You'll catch elderberry in there, dandelion root, burdock root. You know, these are great herbs and safe herbs for babies early on, filled with nutrition, high in quality iron fluorine. So,
question with these teas, are you supposed to drink them all in one day? Is it a gradual? It's like throughout the last week type thing. How is it?
It's definitely something you would do daily. I do have folk who have drunk a whole gallon in a day, depending on how severe the issue was. They have done that, and they have seen great results with that. I got a person on my page that I put up about that
with the ear infection.
Yep. The double ear infection. Yep. So that if not that, then I suggest 32 ounces a day of it, because that just going back to how Sebi spoke on it. He spoke about like 4 cups. Yeah. Being like the dosage to help with the results of reversing your situation.
Okay. Yeah. And you said this is removing the toxins out of your body.
Yeah, removing the toxins. Yep. Or that's the woman tea is more so like a revitalizing situation.
Okay.
So it's giving more energy and helping build up your strength throughout your body. And
they need that too.
Yeah. Especially when they're carrying a child. you don't want to do too. You actually don't want to do any cleansing at all when you carrying.
Right.
Like
They need
obviously
the
every
baby need all that too. It's taken from
obviously every anything healthy or on the original side of things has cleaning agents to it.
Okay.
But it's not no super detox. Like you don't want to focus on detoxing while you got a baby.
Right.
Situations as you pushing when you shouldn't be pushing can cause harm to the body, and then there are herbs out there that harm a baby while they're in the womb.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's herbs out there that I won't speak on. I never probably tell anybody about it,
Yep,
but there
'cause,
are
they don't need to
herbs
get
out
it.
there where they can help have a safe miscarriage. But I don't
That's
speak on
crazy.
that.
Nope.
I don't tell nobody about
Yeah.
that because I don't want nothing to do with that. You feel me?
Smart man. Question. So, like, do you have a site so people can go on there and they can order these? And you like, how is it? How are people purchasing these from you, or any of your products that you have?
I've been on I've just been on the local street as of lately. I haven't started shipping anything yet.
Okay.
Because the demand right now is already extremely
I can
high.
imagine.
You know what I mean? So I'm real specific with how I build my team. So I don't want to just be like, yo, I need y'all help because I need to start shipping this and that, and God forbid anything go left with me just trusting anybody with my product.
Right.
So I haven't started shipping yet, but I do deliver. You could DM me. My business purpose number is up on my page, so people you can get a hold of me, or if you DM me, I'll send you the purpose number. You can hit me up, place your order. I'll send you the menus. The menus are on my page as well, and you can DM me and get right to it.
Okay.
And man, start taking care of yourself. The women doing it, y'all need to do it as well.
All right, bet. So we got the alkaline, unapologetic alkaline, we got the health and wellness. So tell me how Conscious Nights got started. So you became a conscious brother with the selling the health products, right? The health started before before Conscious Nights, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
So then how did this concept come about, and how did you guys get this going?
So Conscious Night started, was it 2021 too? I think Conscious Night started the back end of 2021, or maybe like the summer of 2021 we started.
Was that the original name?
Conscious Nights? Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Usually just a couple bad names before you know me. Somebody settle down with a name.
I ain't even like it was me, my brother who I started the CMOS with, my homie June, and then his cousin Iladel, who was my brother as well. So we was in Beverly actually, and we was going to a vegan spot out there called La Luz, and I think we had did most of the events that I did that I was vending at the time were like pop-ups and open mics, but I was heavy in Philly.
Okay.
I was over there. Philly would support me way before Jersey was because there was just so many open mics over there I could vend all day long.
Okay.
So or all week long, all month long, I was just over there. So that's why I first got put on. So I kept seeing this, and I love music. I grew up playing the drums. My whole family played the music, sang, all that. Okay. So I was interested in it. I was like, yeah, I could never just do a regular, pop up shop. Like I need to be seeing somewhere. I need to be moving around. I love hearing the music, the singing, all of that. So we came back to Jersey, and we know that borough was called Little Motown for the longest. So
shout out Borough.
Yeah, shout out to Borough. So I'm from Borough, and by the way of Trenton. So I knew like there's so much talent from Borough to Trenton, or even just Borough to Camden. I'm like, yo, we could definitely do this in Borough. Like this could take off. Like people need this more so around.
They need
Borough.
that outlet.
Yeah. So I met brother Corey who owns Shocker Soups, and in Willenboro now, over in by Twin Hills by the McDonald's, and he was actually at La Luz at the time. Met him. He was like, yo, y'all could do it here. So we locked in and started doing there. We did like 5 shows there. We had 5 great shows there, and from there, actually the name. Let me run this back. The name came from June. He had actually said, "Yo, we should call this June Conscious Nights." And then Eladell had the most experience with open mics. He the one who performs on the regular. He performs on the regular in Philly, and he also hosts. He a great host at that. So we had like 3 major aspects in the whip. You feel me? I'm plugged in with everybody in Borough, so I can easily get in contact with Borough. I'm already out here with the CMOS. I talk to everybody on the regular. I'm here. So it was easy for me to flood. I'm active on social media on the regular every day. So I'm meeting new people who want to see Moss on the regular. So I'm just always talking about what's going on. June also was a conscious MC as well. Iladell is a conscious MC. So we all know, and I know I got a lot of band members in my family as well,
Okay.
or musicians in my family. So we had 3 pieces to make a show happen.
Yeah.
So we put the first joint together, and after that, me and Illadel took off. June started to do his art thing. Me and Illadel kept rocking out with it. We did our 5 shows there. Then transitioned to South Jersey at Miss Silly's. We did a
Oh yeah,
few.
I remember that. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
there.
yeah, you came through.
Yep.
Yep, when Brianna had to sing. Um, and we did probably like 4 or 5 in Delaware. We did one in Philly. Did one in Delran. Shout out to Delran. That was such a great show.
That was at I know that
venue,
one.
venue 4037.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a great venue. I'll check that venue out.
Yeah.
Great space in there, and the owners are dope. Sierra
yeah,
and
Avery.
And Avery, yeah, those
Yeah.
my folks.
Yeah.
Go check them out. We did a great venue there. I mean, we did a great show there at their venue.
So how are you deciding where you want to go with like how you choosing these different venues?
It was more so like it's
Availability.
yeah, it's bad, and like once again, it's a spirit led thing. Like what's their name? Miss Silly's. Like that was handed to us. Shout out to Faith and Miss Silly's, the whole team over there. Like that was another spot that I vended at early on outside of Philly.
Okay.
They had an open mic that was going on over there weekly, every I think Tuesday at the time or Thursday, and this was during the pandemic. So I wasn't doing nothing. I had left my job, and I was just in my house dolo. So I'm like, man, look, I need to go do something.
Yeah.
So popping about these open mics, vending there. They were showing love with the CMOS South Jersey, and that's like Sicklerville or yeah, that's like right outside of Sicklerville. So further, a lot of violent folk would come up to that joint. So we was over there, and that got handed to us because they seen what we was doing on Conscious Nights. Okay. I actually was over there vending, and we was going to their open mics before we started Conscious Nights too. Okay. So when we started Conscious Nights, they would start coming out to us, and when we kind of like struggled where we was gonna go next, she was like, "Yo, I love what y'all doing. Y'all can come do it here." So we came and did it there, and that was like one time. I don't know how many shows we did there because we ran it up over there.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, y'all was doing a lot of shows there. Yeah,
they showed a lot of love over there, and then Delaware got in the mix because we had a friend who, cooked for celebrities. We actually got our CMOS put on the news during that time as well, on the Philly news, and he ended up being a cook for the Laugh House out in Delaware. I think that's Wilmington, I believe. And he ended up being a cook. He was like, "Yo, y'all come do it here too." So we ended up speaking to the owner, and we did a couple shows over there, ran it up over there. We did it great over there as well. And that venue was the biggest venue, that we had. That venue easily hold like a good 200 people.
Okay.
We ran it up in there like over 100 people a couple of times, and yeah.
That's dope.
And when you're walking in your purpose, man, things just open up for you.
Yes,
Everything just stumble into stuff. That's good stuff. All right, so so what was the original idea for Conscious Nights? Was it just the open mic aspect? Because I see y'all got a lot of stuff going on now. You got a lot of people that come back every time.
Yeah, I see art and everything.
Was the band always part of it? Was it strictly just poetry before, or was it you let everybody rock out, or like what was the original plan for it? Or how it evolved over time too?
So it's pretty much been the same show.
Okay.
Since day one, because the whole point of Conscious Nights was when my brother had mentioned that name, the whole point of that was to say in that realm, like, let's make sure that the features that we pick for this show got a message for the people and a positive message on top of that.
Right.
And if it ain't a conscious message, then let it be about, their consciousness, more so about what they went through and how they overcame it. Or it got to be about love. Somebody got to be talking about love. You know what I mean? That's a must. That's vital. So we stuck to that since day one. And those are the type of people who always came to our shows. So our shows was like, what we need security for. Everybody who coming in here knowing that they're on a peaceful time. Like it's gonna be it's gonna be.
Yep. Because open mics can go left.
Oh my goodness.
Trust me.
Yeah, especially when you got the drinks in.
Yeah. And we used to have that there, and me growing up, like I was heavy in the clubs. Like we was in Sambas plus shampoo, like you feel me? 3 days out the week, every weekend for like 2-4 summers straight. You feel me? Yeah. So going from that to being in this and just watching everybody chill, have a peaceful time, and ain't nobody like, oh, he with my girl, or you feel me? Yeah. Like all the little toxic stuff going on. Like I never seen none of that happen at any of our shows. We probably had one instance, And the dude changed his attitude quick. I guess he's seen on the back end like, there ain't no slouches.
Yeah.
We not, because we still gonna protect our people. We got women come here, so we gonna protect them for sure. Word. We all about the love and peace, but don't think we slouches here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not going down. So yeah, it's always been love and peace, always. And I loved it, and that's been the gist of the show since day one. We had different things added, like the art. We started to bring in because we obviously like some of these ideas branch from us seeing it at other open mics.
Right.
And we was like, yo, that's a good aspect to add to the open mic. Like, ain't nobody the creator of anything. You feel me? Sometimes you just got to add other aspects to it that you've seen at other shows because it's something good that'll go with your show.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of artists that come through the building. We're like, why not have art in the building?
I say it's all art. It's all a form of art.
You feel me? So we started to do that. We used to have, or we still do have people do live paintings during the show.
Yeah, I saw that the last time we came. Yeah, they was doing something.
That was actually different. These last two shows was the first time that we actually had the crowd joining and painting.
Oh, okay. That was dope when I saw that. Yeah.
Before it just used to be like whoever the artist was, they were sometimes set their art up around this place, or they would set it up where they're painting at, and we would have a live painter during the show.
That's
so while people
dope.
Performing, you got a live painter. And they get just as much attention as the features on the stage because they're a feature as well.
Yeah, that is such a dope aspect. I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
We wanted it to go like, it's a lot of times, even after we did it, we know other people didn't see it other places, but they would see it from us and then take it and run with it. Cool, that's what we want. Because we want them doors to open more for people who looking for. A lot of us, like, we get older and we like, Dad, we got to sit in the house because we don't want to go to the club no more.
Yeah, ain't nowhere to go. Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So now they can get out the house.
Happening everywhere.
The most beautiful thing that I love about our event the most is the fact that you always see all ages of people at our event.
That's a fact.
Yeah, definitely was kids in here.
Yeah.
It was older. It was women. It was men. Nah.
It was senior citizens in this joint.
Nah, seriously. And they enjoying themselves.
Chilling. Coming up, showing love, playing with the babies. They was over there painting too. Like, it's a real community event. And now, with my brother Brandon in the mix and running it with me. Me and him are the owners of Conscious Nights. We made sure that we put emphasis on it being a community event. You feel me? We still gonna have people talk. They talk. You still probably gonna hear a couple vulgar words here and there, but that's a part of the.
That's part of the art, man.
You feel me? It's part of the art, right?
Yeah, shout out to BA.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brandon.
BA been doing this. Yo, he been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, I got mad.
This is really in him. This is what he does. Yeah.
I gotta put some emphasis on bro, cause he was doing that. He was a blessing to our open mic as well. Brandon been holding us down on the bass since day one. Before he was even like co-owner, before he was even thought of.
Yeah.
So I gotta throw the little story out there for bro, but me and Illadel, we probably did like 21, 22 shows together. And then me and him, separated. He went and focused on his music. And then obviously I was still doing the CMOS and the T, but I wanted to bring this back for the community. So I pray near the water and the trees. I'm sitting there praying and meditating, and Brandon's name was like popped in, like, came out loud as hell. I just heard it loud and vivid. It was like Brandon, like, because I was praying on like where I'm gonna go with the Conscious Nights next, because I can't do it by myself. Never wanted to do it by myself. It takes a team to do this, especially accurately. Like, you could by yourself say, "Yo, I need this and that done," but when that day come and that show start, you're gonna be running around like a chicken with your head cut off if you ain't got no team. So I needed that, and I heard Brandon's name loud and clearly. So I called him and spoke to him about it, and he was with it because Brandon already did open mics prior to this.
Yeah.
So he was holding it down in Borough. He played the bass. He's a great bass player, and me and him started building from then on. We did one show, and that was the only show that we did in Philly. We did it in Philly at a spot called Flex Space. Look up them too. They have a great venue and whole great events there.
Flex Space.
FLX Space.
Okay.
Yep.
Look that up.
Great owner as well, Diego. Good dude. But yeah, so we did that there, and then we came out of pocket a pretty penny for that joint. We had great features, great show, but we was like, yo, son, we gotta hit the drawing board. So we took about a year off, and this where he became even more of a blessing. I like really knew how much more of a brother he was. I'm still the whole year off. I'm just praying and meditating like, damn, like we need a team. What we gonna do? Halfway through that year, me and B was always in contact regardless, but halfway through that year, we had a conversation, and he was just like, yeah, I'm working on something with a team, and we trying to do this and that for like different script writing and stuff like that. So I was like, all right, I bet. He said, when the time right, he said, I'm gonna throw you in the mix. He said, I know you got a lot going on. I'm gonna invite you, come through, see what we got going on, see if you're interested. So about another month, 2 months went by, and he hit me up, tell me to come through. I come through, and he like, yo, I got a team to help out with Conscious Nights. I'm like,
That's dope.
You feel me? It was like
Yeah.
perfect on time and like the perfect amount of people. Everybody like was humble with holding their pieces down, and then everybody on top of that, did some type of poetry and art that they could add to the show to help feeling like boys where we needed to have like intermissions and stuff like that. So I was already praying about that, meditating on that.
It just happened.
You feel me? Bro was already working on it in the background. Perfect timing.
Yeah.
So from there, we worked on the show, and it was perfect because we had people on the team. Back to your point, we always did poetry, conscious MCs, R&B singing. We always had comedians jump up from time to time, and from sometimes we would have musicians get up there and do their thing. So we had a little bit of all of that, and we had one of those people on the team. B play the bass, then he do his poetry, and then MC writing as well. We got Derek on the team right now. D, he do poetry, but he also MC as well. We got Shay on the team. She do poetry. She wrote a book, and Brandon wrote a book too, Forest Through the Trees. We got Manaya on the team. She help out with the aesthetics. Me, my lady on the team, my lady helped with the aesthetics and the content on the pages and all that. So it was perfect time, and I couldn't ask for nothing more at the right time. So we just ran it up together as a team and did those last 3 shows here at Charm City Boutique, which this is another great venue. Hit up Miss Kenise.
Shout that out again. Shout that plug again.
Charm City Boutique, man. Come holla at Miss Kenise. She got a great venue space back here. So we did 3 great events here, and we looking to return, or we travel. So we do a little bit of everything where we go different places, and we take the show with us. So because we like hitting different communities, and our people follow because people sometimes like to get out of town as well, especially for a good peaceful event where they know they could chill, relax, and feel safe. This is a safe space. Conscious Nights is a safe space. We don't laugh at people if you don't agree with their content. You don't disagree with them. You don't boom off the stage, man. We show love regardless. And
that's a fact. I've seen it.
We respect everybody.
Yeah, that's a fact. He's not lying.
You just brought your lady up. All right. Yeah. I know you big dropped the last show that we came to when you was on stage. You shot your lady out. I love to highlight the importance of having the right person in your life. A lot of people choose the wrong person and it can mess your whole life up. Talk about the importance that your lady plays in you. The role in Conscious Nights or just the role in your life, period. You know what I mean? Having that good partner by your side.
In my life in general, man, she she's a great teacher as well. Like I had my first child with her. She already had 2, so I had put out there before to the public that is great because sometimes there's emphasis put on women that already have children, and they they got this thing where they already got children, but they want a man who don't got no children.
Okay, yeah, I hear you going. Yeah,
you feel me? It sounds crazy, but at the same time, it don't sound crazy. And me being some type of a bachelor all my life, leading up to me having children with a lady who already had children, wasn't what I planned for myself at all. At all, I always wanted my first child to be my lady's first child. With that being said, I think God went this way. You feel me? I think the Creator for sure, because she already had experience, or else we would have been. I didn't do my due diligence when my first child was on the way, as far as me studying as much health as I needed to on like what and how to cater to her baby. But the basics she known. So when it came to the health side, I told her what was what, and she stuck to them guidelines. But she knew how to feed a baby, when to feed a baby, how often to feed a baby, how to change them, how to wipe the diapers, all that stuff. And to being a little girl, that she's a woman, so she know how to, So I would sit back and just pay attention and watch those things she was already experienced in that area. So I was like the student, she was the teacher.
Yeah.
And I had to lock in because I don't know nothing about nothing. Yeah. You feel me? So I see that, and I had to really pay attention, and that's big importance right there with her being like 1000% a mother figure, but also us transitioning to trying to be in the same home together. I can't cook. That ain't my thing.
It's a partner for man.
Yeah, you feel me? That is not my thing. Now, I know how to throw together certain things when it came to alkalinity, but there's plenty of folk who came over my house and was like, "Yo, bro, I'm tired of you cooking the same thing." Like, we had the same jambalaya with mushrooms, greens, and like whatever else in it every time. Like, what else you know how to do?
Yeah.
You feel me? And it don't matter if it was good every time. They're like,
Mhm.
bro, what you got the same joint again? Like,
Hey,
yeah,
you
like
gonna eat it?
at this point they're like, yo, you just went with a cheese steak. So I'm like, bro, that's crazy. So now she know how to cook. So she came and played that part, and she was creative with it as well. Because becoming alkaline, learning how to cook with alkaline ingredients. I'm gonna get back to that word later too. But we on conscious nights
Yeah.
right now, or our relationship. But she know how to be creative with things. Because when you cooking alkaline or cooking more so with things that are safe to eat, everything isn't already fast, quick, and easy to make. Like, you really got to put your foot in things.
Okay.
And she knew how to create with it. Like we would watch different posts and see how people did things, and be like, "Yo, maybe we could do this and that with this and that." And I would have some ideas too, but obviously I didn't know how to cook it, so I
Yeah.
let her know, and she'd be like, "Bet," and she make it happen in the kitchen.
Mm.
And did it every time. Like I done seen her create so many things, and yeah, it was like perfect. I was like, "Bet this was the missing piece."
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And not only that, like she started that. It was things before I came along where she was already on the health kick. She even spoke in existence to herself that she wanted to be more healthy or more alkaline. So when she met me, I had all the ingredients. You feel me? She
Yep.
had the flick of the wrist, and you feel me? We threw it in a pot together, and she made it happen.
Mm.
But even outside of the physical aspects, she is a smart individual.
Yeah.
She is a loving, caring individual, beautiful individual, obviously, or else I wouldn't be there. You hear me?
Hey,
But,
it's just
yeah,
facts.
you feel me? Super facts. So yeah, she brought all that to the table as well. So things that I lacked on, as smart as I am, like she bring a whole lot more brains to the table,
Mm-hmm.
whole lot more stuff that I'm incompetent on. You feel me? So that was perfect, perfect. And I have yet like there's been times where we struggle with the health because I'm a very strict individual with it. But I've learned how to be more lenient. So I had to adjust to that liking because
Yeah.
our children, but the oldest two, still got to transition into that type of lifestyle.
Yep.
So you can't force it on the one because they're children.
Mm-hmm.
So we gotta like still figure out ways to make it fun. So with that being said, sometimes that's on the other end versus the healthy end.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm sitting there watching it like, damn, I wish they wasn't eating this or that.
Yeah.
But you gotta take that with a grain of salt. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. You just gotta put your heart more into it when it comes to helping them transition. And she has done that. She has done a great job at that.
You said you wanted to get back to alkaline.
Yeah.
So go ahead, touch on it.
That word alkaline. So I love it, but it's a bittersweet type of feeling that comes with it. So everybody who knows alkalinity, when they hear alkalinity, they understand that this like top notch. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's the last level of health. It's the top level of health. It's the best level. It's the great level. It's the original level of
Mm-hmm.
health, right? Um, but everybody has this thing where they think that when you say alkaline, that you eating pure healing all the time. We in this country. I ain't even gonna name the name of the country,
Yeah.
but we in this country. You feel me? I'm gonna protect y'all show as well.
Appreciate you.
we in this country, right? And we know that there's all types of toxic stuff going on all day long. So the best way to more so explain alkalinity is understanding that this is the safest way to eat.
Mm.
Because everything on this side of the game isn't all healing. That's why I lean more so on the sea mosses and the herbs and the
Okay.
teas and the tonics and stuff like that and the fasting. Because that more so will put you in an alkaline state than trying to figure out what to eat, what to eat, what to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Because no matter what you eat and when you eat it, you always now putting the body through a process of working or overworking.
Yeah.
You feel me? And when it's digesting right now, it needs to rest, or you need to be doing something to where you can relax and the body can actually take that time and that space to heal and revitalize itself. You feel me? So when we more so talking about alkaline, we more so talking about eating as safe as possible. Even down to that list that Dr. Sebi put out years ago with all the fruits and vegetables on it. His list never said it was alkaline. It never said that. It said Dr. Sebi sell food list.
Okay.
You feel me? And that spoke to the fact that these fruits and vegetables and greens and grains and herbs are here to help feed the cells in the most safest way possible. Because he put on that list a lot of fruits and vegetables that, like nowadays, if we was to restructure that list, some of them joints would be taken off like apples, like maybe mangoes, like because a lot of these things now are starting to be recreated in a hybrid manner. You feel me? There's so many different varieties of apples now. It's like 261 or 68 varieties of apples, and I only suggest like 3 or 4 of them joints.
That's wild.
You feel me? And that's going back to the original generation. Like they just keep creating from other apples. You feel me? So you want to go back to what's the most original joint.
Yeah.
You feel me? We even with like key limes. People don't understand key limes are hybrid.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I
they
didn't
are.
know that.
But they put the body in a better alkaline state because they're closer to the first generation of the first fruit that came from that path or from that line, that bloodline of fruits and vegetables. You feel me? Of key limes. I always say it wrong, but it's like Centrone or Centrone. That's like the original acidic fruit. I mean, not acidic fruit, citrus fruit.
Okay.
You feel me? And that comes down, and then key lime comes from that. But it's closer to the original generation, which makes it more safe. I know I switched over to alkaline when we was on the Conscious Nights tip, but if was anything else y'all wanted to touch on there?
You touched
I mean, we got too much more. Tell you the truth, man. You touched on everything.
Yeah, you touched on everything, and we still got the stuff from the last one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna put them both together.
You got any shows coming up that you want to tell the people about, or Conscious Nights, or you got any product anyway? Anything with the products you want to talk about before we wrap up?
See these beautiful watermelon juice over here off to the side. I got watermelons all summer long, non-GMO, no pesticides. It's not injected with hormones. You feel me? They definitely seeded black seeds. We ain't doing nothing seedless around here. That's crazy.
Seedless watermelon. Wow.
Yeah, so get with me if y'all want them. Obviously, I got the sea moss, and then we got the teas. Once again, men, get with me. Y'all slacking. We gotta catch up to the women because they doing their thing when it comes to health. And y'all cleanse yourself. And then as far as conscious nights goes, we working on another 3-peat. Whether we mixing it up here with Miss Kanice or we may be traveling. So I can't throw that answer out there yet, but conscious nights ain't ended no time soon.
Well, we're gonna drop the link to his pages down below anyway, so you're gonna be able to follow. Go ahead, hit the follow button. That way you can follow him and know what we got going on.
CON Science. I don't like saying that like
Conscience.
That. Yeah, here we go. Conscious Nights, and then obviously Unapologetically Alkaline, reading week.
Yes, sir.
All right, Chuck. It's been a very informative episode. We appreciate your time, man. We're gonna put all your information on the page so people can get in contact with you. We will see you soon, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, and thanks again for the smoothie. It was like that.